Yep. We've got Asheton today with us.
Hello.
She's a big supporter to a certain cause, trying to get that message out.
It's the South Carolina venue crisis. If you guys have not heard about it already, make sure you go to our Facebook, type in the South Carolina venue crisis, and it will come up. There's a page and a group, tons of information, and you can look on my personal page, Asheton Reid, or the Rocker Bells page as well. We have the LINKTREE in all of the posts as they break down the petition you can sign, find out more information, and the overall issue was at hand.
It stems from a law that was passed in 2017.
Yes, Bill 116.
But it's just now coming to a head. Places are starting to close. And a lot of those are familiar places to me because a lot of my buddies are in bands. Places where they played that are closing down.
Smiley's was the latest one that I've seen. That was like a staple in Greenville, and that was kind of shocking because I thought they'd be
ahead of the game. They'd have enough of a stronghold that they could kind of ride the wave out, right?
There was multiple reasons that they decided to close, but to our knowledge, when we've been told that the insurance increase was part of it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Not the sole factor, but it was a part of it.
I'm sure, finding staff and just the after effects of COVID.
A few years ago, when you're paying $5,000 to $6,000 a year for your liquor liability, but then it jumps to $50,000 to $100,000 is what most places are being quoted now. Small businesses simply cannot afford, and that's just liquor liability. That's not general insurance. That's not rent, anything.
So lawyers have caused, in my estimation, a lot of problems. They sue everybody. But in South Carolina, there's no cap. To me, it should be capped at $500,000 or something. Not that $1 million's super unreasonable for an insurance policy, but if it's going to push the cost of the policy that high, then yes, it is unreasonable.
Correct. And we're not even trying to fight the $1 million coverage. It's more of the percentage of fault. So the very first bar or venue, not necessarily a bar, but any venue that's listed in a lawsuit, even if the person went there at noon, had a beer, had lunch, continued their activities for the rest of the day, that one bar that had one beer that had zero true impact on what happened later on that day, they can still be held 100% liable and pay out $1 million. And the lawyers are getting a massive cut of that.
That's the incentive. Those poor lawyers.
And those type of lawyers, they're like bloodhounds, so they'll go wherever they can find the money. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
it's very unfortunate.
The bar may be least liable. Mm-hmm. The person may have got drunk somewhere else.
Were they drinking in their car? Did they go to the bathroom and pop some pills? There's so many things that go into it. A bartender can't go to somebody and say, "Hi, sir, ma'am, did you take a Xanax in the bathroom?"
Yeah, they can only judge people obviously for stumbling over. I was like, okay, he's drunk or whatever. But
correct.
Yeah, I always thought that was messed up because it seems like the political mentality of South Carolina is a big do-it-yourselfer kind of state. So the bar didn't drive the car into whatever.
Correct. And that's what we're trying to bring awareness to and logic to.
If the coverage is so expensive as a result of a bill that was passed, maybe the state needs to step in and offer that insurance at a rate that's reasonable. Like, hey, we created this problem. We still want that coverage to be in place, but we're actually going to have a group insurance coverage you can buy into that's just affordable.
Yeah, I don't know how that would work on a state standpoint because it's private insurers that provide the insurance. South Carolina did start off, don't quote me on these numbers, but it's around 23 a few years ago of insurance providers. Now the state only has 2 that provide this liquor liability. So
there's not much competition.
Right.
Wow. So why don't they just amend the bill?
That's a wonderful question. And we actually had a bill created for us called the South Carolina Safer Venues Act by the rock star representative Stuart Jones. And it's numbered 4529. But unfortunately, the legislative is not back into session until January.
They make 6 figures. They should work as much as I do. Yeah, I said it.
I don't know how much they make with being on the legislative committee because that is
it's part-time. A cushy job, it sounds like.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But
I sweat every day.
A lot of it is lawyers making laws. And the gentleman who created Bill 116, he is a trial lawyer. So making laws, putting money in their own pockets. We can all read between the lines, put the puzzle pieces together. But we're hoping that this bill will be passed ASAP or that they can be called in for an emergency session or McMaster's can make an executive decision and make an amendment or put Bill 116 on hold or do something to make sure that more venues do not close. So the new Bill 4529 by Stuart Jones, it was submitted mid-June, but it cannot be approved until either McMaster's makes an executive order or when legislative comes back into office in January, and it has to go through that entire process.
Is there a way to look that up and read it?
Yeah, it's on.
I'd like
it should
to read
be
it.
during our Linktree, or I can send it to you.
That's awesome. Yeah, everything they do like that should be public knowledge. But to be honest with you, I don't even know where to begin to look. I guess I should Google it. So out of those options, what would happen? I don't see the governor doing anything. I do see a chance of it passing legislation. It'll take a while, though, and there's going to be collateral damage, like Smiley's.
I'm hoping that the governor will, because between now and when the legislature is back in office, I can't imagine how many more venues and bars we will lose. There's no question of if, but it will, because small businesses, they simply cannot afford it, and they usually have a very small window of, oh, this is now your bill. You were paying $20,000 last year. Now you're expected to pay $100,000.
I couldn't pay that in insurance personally. No. Todd may be able to.
Well, I don't have a bar though, so. But no, that's mind blowing here, because I'm just thinking of like the Radio Room is a place that I like, and I don't know what their numbers are, but $100,000 a year for insurance alone.
But even if you can afford it, you shouldn't have to pay that much out.
No,
this is kind of something I call end stage capitalism, where all the money is just at the top.
It's pretty much you're playing the last leg of Monopoly, and Robert's got all the hotels, and I just landed on Boardwalk.
Yeah,
pretty much.
But when you come around to Mediterranean Avenue, man, I got you. I always think of capitalism like what you just talked about.
Right. The franchise and the corporations, they have deeper pockets than small businesses do. They're able to take the hit, but it typically goes back to the consumer anyway. So they're going to raise prices. They're going to get the money back regardless. This has more of a drastic impact on the true small businesses.
In other states, if someone was to buy that same $1 million policy, would it be cheaper? Have you kind of looked to see what that would be?
So that's somebody else on our team, but I can say this: the insurance companies want to be here, but for every $2 they're paying out, they're only receiving $1, so it's not profitable for them. So if the bill 4529 can be passed and some other things to be passed, that allows the market to be more profitable and more competitive, so they will come back and they'll, we'll drop back down to these numbers they were a few years ago.
Those two insurers that are left, I mean, what if they pull out?
That's a wonderful question, because to have your liquor license, you have to carry the insurance.
Now I'm thinking about like Barley's closed not too long ago. You think Barley's was affected by this? Because I was shocked by that.
I'm not sure about Barley's.
It just seemed like they were doing so well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Todd ever went there.
Oh, man, dude, I lived there in my 20s. You kidding me? There's people out there watching this. I can verify that. Ham Water, you're one of them.
I did go one time.
Pizza was phenomenal, but I just love the beer menu.
Mm-hmm.
God.
I can't confirm or deny that insurance may or may not had a impact on them closing, but it's possible.
If you close due to this issue, you probably can't sell your business.
More than likely, you won't be able to. Not saying you can't or that it's impossible, but when someone goes to buy your business, what we've been told is that insurance companies are not even writing new policies. So you cannot open a new business or buy a business from someone because it's a new owner. You can't even get insurance, which you would not be able to buy the business. So no selling, no new businesses, which could potentially mean empty commercial real estate spots.
You could cry and start a GoFundMe, though.
You could cry, start a GoFundMe. Our GoFundMe, though, thank you for mentioning that, because I will totally take that in. The GoFundMe, all the funds, they do not go to the team members or the businesses. It goes to marketing, the websites that we're having built right now, merchandise to bring more awareness. So when I've had multiple ask, what bars are these going to? No, this is just to bring awareness to this issue. And we're going to be creating an association as well, because we're not going to stop at this.
You're doing a pretty good job, because when I looked, I saw you like 5 different places.
Excellent.
You're all right. You got your footprint out there.
And it's pretty professional, because she made me send a appointment request or something through Google.
We got a crash course on how to do that.
But we're professional rock and rollers.
You're organized.
Yes.
Did it come through the right way? Because it seemed odd on my end.
It did not, but that's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. We failed the crash course on how to do that. All right.
Did it come through at all?
It did not.
No.
But it's okay, though.
Further proof we're unscripted and real.
Download the Google Calendar app and it'll make your life much easier.
That just sounds so much simpler.
Well, Tribble and I can both thank Sheila Merck for helping both of us get more professional, because she's in the corporate world, him and I are not. She has taught us an immense amount when it comes to the technological side of professionalism.
I'm a mechanical genius, but I'm not necessarily technologically advanced. Although I am our tech guy here.
Yeah, I'm just here for shits and giggles. I'll just be honest with you. I don't do much of anything. I drink water and coffee.
Honesty is the best policy.
By the way, we just got this Valvoline sign.
Oh,
and
you're fancy.
It keeps the wall from being whitewashed back there, but we need like 5 more things back there.
Valvoline, a fine motor oil. Felt like we should say that.
It is sponsored by Valvoline.
Yeah.
Really good oil, legitimately. Nice. We would put up one of those SC Venue Crisis logos, but I guess we had to get one somehow. Even a t-shirt.
I may have a sticker in my purse.
You guys do hats and stuff? I'm a hat guy.
No, but if you get it tattooed on your head, they'll pay for it.
You know what?
We get the QR code tattooed on your head.
I'll do that.
Are you going to do it?
I can just see the guitar.
Done. Say no more. I know a few tattoo artists, so we can make this happen.
I'm 6'2". You'd see me in a crowd.
It works. We'll take it.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
Ding. What was your name again?
Asheton. I'm Asheton Reid.
I'm just curious. So where do you work at, and what did you do, and how did you find out about this crisis, or how did it come to your table?
I own Rocker Bells, which is a clothing store. We are a rock and roll inspired clothing, men's, women's, regular, and plus size. We are located in Piedmont. I was in Greenville for about 6 years, moved my business to my hometown of Piedmont, which is very, very sentimental for me.
Yeah.
So we're at 1730 Highway 86, the same shopping center as Odyssey Barbershop, Tony's Pizza, and Buffalo Cornbread. So come see me.
Do you have like extra large, tall?
I don't have tall, but I carry small to 3X.
Okay.
So I've got a long torso, and that's always my issue.
Me too. My tailor always says that I have a tailor.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I do sound rich.
Yeah, but he says up, guys. He is pinkies up.
But he's just like, oh, you have a long torso. I'm like, fuck you. What does that mean?
Yeah, a lot of times regular clothes are not made for taller people.
When I reach for something, yeah. Yep.
That's why the big and tall store exists.
Well, you're pretty frugal, Todd. Can you come out cheaper to have things tailored by buying it at Goodwill and getting the 3X and then just having the sides seam down?
You know, I've never done that, but that's a great idea. Yeah, because if I'm going to wear clothes, I'd like for them to fit.
Would you like me to answer your other question? Why I got involved in this?
Yes.
Ken Tribble of Tribble's Bar and Grill is a very, very, very dear friend of mine. He mentioned that his insurance was going up, and Sheila Merck and I, we all worked together with the Upstate Music Awards. So we had a wonderful rapport with each other working wise. And we're like, this makes zero sense. So we started deep diving more into it, and we saw the big picture and what the massive impact and trickle-down effect it would have on the entire state. I am very proud to be from here, and I want to make sure that it thrives. And music is my language. In my brain, I go, oh, well, if all these venues close, that's going to put a massive stop on local music. We're a massive hub for touring artists as well. So this was South Carolina would legit become a dead state.
Yeah, in the community that you love and thrive within.
Correct. Yeah. So that was like, absolutely not. I'm a very determined person. And Sheila Merck is a beast of an organizer. Tribble and I are very good at making noise. So here we are.
Awesome.
You can do a lot through perseverance.
Yes.
How do you do anything, man?
Exactly. We're going to do whatever we can to make sure this is resolved, because small businesses, we can't afford to lose them.
I really wanted to get someone on to talk about this because I care about it too. There was a guy, I don't remember his name, and I'm just going to say this. He's like, this is an issue I will not be quiet about. Just tell me the place and the time. I'll be there. I'll show up. I'll speak. It's open to anyone, so just let me know. Got in touch with him, commented on his post.
It was about this topic?
Yes.
Yep, I knew you'd bring this up. I was thinking when I walked in here, like, I'm not going to say anything. Robert's going to bring this up.
When he saw my message and let it sit for 24 hours and didn't respond, and I had to comment it, I just blocked him.
And if it's Kate, Ken Tribble, Sheila Merck, I, like, that's our core group.
Yeah, this guy has no official role.
Okay, then yeah.
but he was saying, I am very vocal.
Big paragraph, okay? This is one of those see more Facebook posts.
So we love for everyone to, get the word out, but make sure that if it's something of this nature, make sure it's one of the four of us, or that we have to approve somebody. Yeah. We want to make sure that the correct and proper information is getting out.
People just jumping on the bandwagon. Yeah.
I mean, we want people to talk about it, share about it. Please, please, please. That's exactly how we've gotten to where we are now. But make sure that you have the right information.
I would have just liked, well, I can't do it. Just tell me no. That's kind of what
communication is key.
Being that he fronted so strongly.
You know, I have this rule about social media. The longer the post, the more shallow it means.
How close were you to telling us no? You're like, nah.
No, she listened to me and I was like, yep, done. We can make this happen.
Yay!
I don't know what bashful means.
Here I am. I can do this, no problem.